Welcome to part 8 of the Zelda series review. Today, I will be reviewing A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes. Spoilers lie ahead for both games, so proceed at your own risk. A Link Between Worlds was released in 2013 as a physical and digital release on the 3DS. Now, it's no secret that the last few Zelda games were a little gimmicky, especially the 2DS games and Skyward Sword. While there's nothing entirely wrong with that, people wanted a more traditional Zelda experience. Nintendo listened, and boy did they deliver with this gem, which is a true old-school Zelda game. No gimmicks and no side characters. Though there are some characters that help throughout the game, such as the witch named Irene, who takes Link to various warp points on her broom. The game takes place in the same world as A Link to the Past, and features many of the same locals and enemies as that game. It even features the return of Ganon after a 7-year absence, though for the first time he is not the main villain. I guess Nintendo is still a little wary about using him as the main villain after what happened with Twilight Princess. Given that this game is based on Link to the Past, it uses the dual world idea in probably the most literal sense. Throughout the game, Link has to travel back and forth between Hyrule and the land of Lorule, a parallel world that is based on Link to the Past's Dark World more or less. It bears many similarities to Hyrule, and even has its own parallel to Zelda in the form of Princess Zelda, and even its own Triforce, showing that it's possible for more than one to exist. Though there are some parallels that are surprisingly absent, such as the Master Sword. A Link Between Worlds focuses heavily on exploration, more so than any Zelda since Link to the Past, arguably, and features a new system that encourages it. Instead of finding items in dungeons, you rent and buy them all from a character named Ravio. Though dungeons do tell you what items are needed to get through them, you can go through most of the dungeons in just about any order. Another welcome change to items is the stamina bar. Unlike previous games where you had to collect items to keep weapons like the bow stocked, you get unlimited ammo in this game. The catch is you can only use them while the stamina bar is filled. A Link Between Worlds' unique gameplay feature is turning into a drawing and scaling walls. This is an ability gained early in the game when the game's villain, Yuga, turns Link to a drawing to get him out of the way. It leads to many interesting gameplay and exploration opportunities, while still feeling like a traditional Zelda game. The game takes place centuries after Link's awakening and sometime before the original Zelda, and follows many of the same story beats as A Link to the Past. Link is the apprentice of a blacksmith and has to take a sword to a captain who's at the sanctuary. When Link gets there, he sees Yuga trying to paste the same series into a painting, meets Ravio, and goes to Hyrule Castle to report what happened. While there, Link gets to read about the events of Link to the Past, where it's mentioned that Ganon was sealed at some point prior to the game, despite him, dying in that game. This seems to hint that Ganon may have survived the encounter in the Oracles and may have been sealed not long after that. The Triforce also returned to the Sacred Realm. Link meets Zelda, who gives him a pendant and tells him to meet Sahasrahla and warn him that Yuga is after the descendants of the sages. Link goes to the Eastern Palace where one of them, Osfala, is captured by Yuga and he turns Link to a drawing on the wall. However, a bracelet he received from Ravio saves him and lets him turn to a drawing whenever it feels like it. He and Sahasrahla go to Hyrule Castle, but dark barriers placed around it, trapping Zelda inside, and the sage fears that one of the pendants needed to get the Master Sword was in there as well. However, he recognizes the pendant Zelda gave Link as the pendant of courage and has him get the other two. After doing so, he gets the Master Sword and goes to confront Yuga in Hyrule Castle. He ends up in Lorule and witnesses Yuga as he breaks the seal on Ganon and merges with him, creating Yuga Ganon. Zelda's counterpart in this world, Princess Hilda, comes and seals Yuga within the castle, telling Link to rescue the sages. He does so and goes to Lorule Castle, where he learns that Hilda is the villain of the story, or rather, she was manipulated by Yuga. Lorule once had its own Triforce, but Hilda's ancestors destroyed it after many wars over it, sending their world into chaos and causing it to collapse. She hopes to use Hyrule's Triforce to restore their land. However, Yuga wants the Triforce to remake Lorule in his image and fights Link, who slays him. Ravio, revealing himself as Link's Lorulian counterpart, emerges and gets Hilda to stop trying to take Hyrule's Triforce, stating that she would be repeating the mistakes that doomed their land in the past. She lets Link and Zelda return to, and once they're in Hyrule's Sacred Realm, they use their Triforce to restore Lorule's. The next game, Triforce Heroes, was released in 2015 as a physical and digital title on the 3DS. This is a multiplayer Zelda, much like the Four Swords games, except you use 3 characters instead of 4, and have to go through several challenges, often carrying the other 2 heroes to accomplish certain tasks. You can play with 2 other players in online or local multiplayer, or play single player with doubles. Both are fun, so whichever you prefer is really up to you. It's an okay game as far as Zelda games go. Like Four Swords, it wasn't really the best effort. It feels like it was trying to be Four Swords Adventures, but failed miserably. That was a shame to me because I really liked Four Swords Adventures and was hoping this would be along the same lines as it. The game also breaks certain Zelda conventions. Quick question, how do fairies work in Zelda? I'll bet most of you answered with, they revive you as soon as you die right where you were, or something like that, which is how they've worked since A Link to the Past. However, Nintendo decided to change that for some reason in this game. You do have fairies, but when you die, you use them to completely restart the section you were in, making the game way harder than it should. Now, one of the main problems Four Swords Adventures had was that you have too many fairies, making it impossible to get a game over screen unless you really try. This is the exact opposite. How about something in between, Nintendo? That's not to say the game doesn't have any interesting elements, because it does. It's a fun multiplayer experience, but a largely forgettable game which is unusual for a Zelda. You can also make a wide variety of outfits throughout the game that gives Link certain abilities. Some resemble classic characters, while others feel like they are there for comedy reasons. One thing that's kind of refreshing is that Triforce Heroes is one of the hardest Zelda games out there, possibly harder than even Zelda 2, but its difficulty mostly stems from it being hard as should to coordinate the actions of all three Links, and questionable design. Funny how it's easier to control 4 Links in Four Swords Adventures than 3 here. The plot, what little there is, feels like it was meant to be a parody of Zelda, and fantasy games for that matter, that was accidentally released as a real Zelda game. The game takes place in the kingdom of Hytopia where fashion reigns supreme. A witch known as Lady Maud sent an ugly cursed jumpsuit to Princess Syla that will not come off. Syla's father, King Tuft, sent out a search for 3 heroes who are destined to help their land and send them to stop Lady Maud to break the curse. Seriously! That's the story. I'm not making that up. Link, hinted to be the same Link we meet in Link Between Worlds, arrives in Hytopia and sees a notice that heroes are wanted. Link takes up the offer and, with 2 other heroes of unknown origins, goes into the Drablands and goes to go through several challenges and get all the 3 pieces of the Lady's Ensemble to break Lady Maud's curse. Lady Maud is defeated, but she surrenders and leaves once defeated, making her one of the few Zelda villains who doesn't die. That is all there is to say about Triforce Heroes. There aren't any re-releases of either of these games since they're only a few years old and already have digital re-releases, so if you want them, just go to the free eShop. A Link Between Worlds is a masterpiece, but feel free to skip Triforce Heroes. Wow, so I finally made it to the end. Full reviews of all 18 Zelda games from the original all the way to Triforce Heroes. That's all well and good, but we have one more, don't we? Yep, we also have Breath of the Wild, which just came out today. All I can say is that I'll be reviewing that at some point in the next month or so, and I'll be including it as part of the Zelda series overview. I am really looking forward to that one, and playing that game. Great! You survived all the way to the end! I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like and click that subscribe button in the corner to stay up to date with the latest videos. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with the latest on videos and other projects. While you're at it, here are some other videos you might enjoy. Until next time.